Just going to wait for a few people to get on, and then we can start the video. And I never quite know how many people are going to be on, how many aren't, and what's happening. So, you know, sometimes I do it in Perth, WA morning time, and then other times I do it in the evening, and I get lots. So we'll just wait and see how many people are going to come on. Otherwise, I will be speaking to the telephone, and it will be a very interesting conversation. A big shout out to the Devine Feminines. I'm sure we have all been waiting very patiently for this, as to have we been waiting patiently for our twins, if we aren't already there. How are we all tonight in Perth? Hello Danielle, how are you? Hello South Wales, how are you? Yes, you've caught me live. Hello. Okay, now this video is specifically for the Devine Feminines, and that's because energetically, hello PA, hi North California, Carolina, gee, we've got the whole world going on here, don't we? Okay, the reason I decided to do a Devine Feminine video is because energetically speaking, a lot of my clientele that has been coming through has been, hi Queensland, hi Sarah, they've been a bit nostalgic, reminiscent, down, energetically triggered, frustrated, hey Texas, and some of us have been feeling very grounded. Also, some of us have been feeling almost, is that my energy? Is this my energy going on? Now, there was a few ways I was going to do this video, and I mean energetically, you know, around the time I went through the Dark Night of the Soul, I thought, yes, this is the perfect time to do the Devine Feminine video. And then the more I thought about it, it was no. Now, I had a few clients talk to me about the way I should come on. It has been frustrating. You know, that almost in the feminine energy, the ultimate feminine energy. Now, when you're feeling unhinged, the best way to kind of get out of that headspace sometimes can be quiet, sometimes can be talking to somebody, sometimes it's nothing at all. And then other times it may be really rejigging your energy level to a point where you don't listen to any romantic songs, you don't listen to anything connected to love, and you just listen to liberating, separated music to kind of infuse your soul with inspiration about who you are solely on your own. And I think a lot of us at the moment, the way that energy came through in February was there was lots of purging going on. So really that's what we have physically done. Then I was drawn to do the video in a way where it was singular energy, where it was more focus on self. Really, I wasn't really too focused on romance coming through the videos, although if that energy was coming through, that was the relevant message for the month. Now, obviously that's for a reason, correct? Sometimes when we're up in our heads, after going through a very energetic month in February, perhaps it's not so healthy to focus too heavily on the other. Maybe we have so much energetically going on inside ourselves that maybe it's not best to overanalyze, be analytical, get paranoid. Yes, we already are all those things. That naturally comes about because we are the Devine Feminine. Sexy and black. Well, I was going to come on here with what Jen described as we were having a bit of a golden moment, and okay, this is the Devine Feminine video, so I will get to that point, but there was a way I wanted to bring this video across, and that was almost us actually realizing we're getting too much up in our heads. Now, yes, I've put a bit of eyeliner on, I've put a bit of lippy on, but to be quite honest, I went out like this today, okay? Apart from the fact that I got my nails done, my hair I've just chucked up. I mean, honestly, too many of us literally feel we need to be a certain way. And I was going to come on here with some of the attire that makes me personally feel sexy. And I mean, my dress style is very unique to my personality, and I'm like a mishmash of Devine Feminine and Devine Masculine, and I have a very how would I put it? I think the more you spiritually grow, you do come into the two energies where you would see me at a casino, probably wearing like a man's suit, but a silk top and a tie, and I would be drinking a beer. So, yet I would have the heels on, and I would be still divine feminine, but that's my personality. But then in thinking about that, I was going to place the video in a sense of I have created a song, like a little album. Now, within the channel, if you look at it, it's Divine Feminine. And that's for when you're having those trigger points and you're getting to a point you're thinking, does this prick even love me? You know, does he even think I'm sexy? You know, is there somebody else that is more than me? That's the Mayday call, okay? We need to be just backing it up. Go down to that track, please. I need you to do your cleaning in your house, do your hair, do a facial treatment, listen to the tunes. For some of us, depending on our age bracket, it might be a bit too young and hip, but it's to do with you getting your frequency correct. When it's too much, you need to tune out, and that's the reality of the situation. No reading is going to ultimately give you that closure, give you that timeline, because when you're there, you're thinking, I'm so not going to do this. I am so going to get to the point where I'm shipping out. This is it, no deal. You know you're going to, though, so it's almost like you're having this fake talk saying, oh, never do this again, and they can get fucked and I'm out of here and all that crap and shenanigan. And then you go back to the table and it's back in your head again. Okay, so my point I'm trying to make is go listen to the lyrics. There's several songs. There's about 40 songs in there. I'll obviously add, and you know, if vibrationally speaking, I don't feel some of those tracks are correct for maybe what you should be actually listening to, I'll pull them out and I'll add to it. But it's really getting into that zone where you realise how far you've come. You know, you're working with your own money. You're manifesting your own hopes and dreams. It's not that energetically speaking, you're not going towards that goal. It's when you're getting that trigger point, you need to realise where these triggers are coming from and how to actually get your headspace out of that, because it's number one, not healthy for you. Number two, not healthy for the process of the journey. At times, yes, it will be. At other times, it's almost like you're indulging your ego. So indulge your ego in a better way. Go and listen to music and spiritually grow yourself in a sense of you doing a bit of self-love to yourself. Walk around the house with a mud mask on, have your pina colada, listen to your tunes, have your gym jams on, whatever floats your boat, okay? If it means you're having a chocolate sundae with chocolate sauce and that hits the boat, well, you do that. But now here's what, hello next door. Yes, it is, and my pool screen, the pool blew up. So I'm still working at it, so if you can hear it, I apologise. Okay, so when I'm talking about getting your sexy back, too many of us think, especially when we've had triggers come from karmic partners, from past tense partners, from twin, are we the best fit for them? Now that is us getting up in our heads. That has never been the case from day dot. It's more been a sense that because of situations evolving, we have got into our mind that we're not. Now that frequency then sends it to masculine, and the masculine educates us to a degree where they retreat so we can own our power. Now owning your power means any points in your life you're feeling that you have no control over, it's a direct trigger. So when it comes down to being in a relationship, you need to ask yourself the reasons why you want to be in a relationship. Is it because that person can financially support you? One. Is it because you need that person to acknowledge you as number one? That's another. Is it because you feel that if you did not have that person there, that counterpart or another, that somehow you physically would fail? These are all areas where are your circle of concern. Now, trust me, I've been there. I have been through the dark night of the soul. I have been, you prick, how could you leave me? At one stage, you know, and I'm not going to really go into my story. I'm more going to put it from the point of, trust me, I do know. This can be through karmic partners, it can be through twin. They may have cheated on you, they may have treated you in a certain way, but it all does help you spiritually grow. At the time, you don't feel so, but where you come to in your life is a much more prettier place energetically, that when you have a problem, who do you go to? Ghostbusters, yourself. Okay, I've got a bill to pay, I pay it. Bit like Beyonce. You want a ring? Go buy one. It will happen. You're getting too up in your head about it. You're placing it in a 3D. This is a box, right? This is what society says life should be. There's a white picket fence. Bring it back. White picket fence. There's the house. And trust me, this is what I manifested when I was a child. So I think this is very amusing. My neighbour asked me, he was a very rich man, very educated man, very well-to-do. And he said, Yildiz, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I want to be married with 4 children, a white picket fence, and be a good wife. I mean, seriously, who at the fucking age of 9 says that? I mean, but again, the whole fairy tale aspect, and I can tell you through the journey, I became very angry at fairy tales, and I was like, how dare they paint a pretty picture? It's all a load of shit. But it's not. It's we are in a different generation, and we vibrationally were taught that that was what was vibrationally correct. Yet love is a pure energy. It is not about the fact that that person owes you a house, owes you a ring, owes you an explanation. If they're doing the correct thing by you and they're entitled to have their beautiful dreams in their life, why would you not be entitled to them? Okay? So it's energetically aligning yourself correctly so that you understand this has not been a punishment. You're a very strong energy, and in order for that to happen, the removal of that twin had to happen. Because you weren't, no matter what, it does not feel right. It doesn't feel normal. Yet, ironically, when they're gone and you align yourself correctly, suddenly they bounce back in again. Does that make sense? Why? Because you've stepped off your path. Your path. You are important to this world. You are forgetting the relevance of your importance in this world. You are going to meet people who you are absolutely going to change their life. You're also going to help your family members grow spiritually. You're also going to help your twin align correctly. You're also going to reach those hopes and dreams that, you know, when you're in a relationship, sometimes, I mean, think back to it. How often do you say that because society says that's not correct, I can't have a hope or a dream? And we do, we stop our dreams. This connection doesn't do that. Yet we do not look at it as a beautiful situation. We look at it as a trigger. Now, both of you will trigger each other. Also, in your minds, you're feeling that you need to be looking a particular way. So I have a lovely friend called Jen and Lysiana. So hello to you guys. And we had discussed many formats we were going to do this video. And it was from a comical level that perhaps I would come out with these beautiful big balloons coming out of my shirt and wearing a tie or wearing a golden crown. Now, to be a divine feminine, who do you need to be? Please tell me. Just give me a few comments. What do you think in your mind you need to be? To be getting their attention. What are you physically feeling right now? I'm just going to wait while I'm enjoying my cigarette on this very humid, shitty night. Classy. Okay. The next comment. Desirable. Okay. Assertive. Intelligent. Okay. Well, I went through all these assumptions. And the ironic thing is, all they wanted me to do was live my most beautiful life, to be myself. And the funny thing is, I've had 3 reconnections, and yet every single time they almost looked at me like, but I didn't need you to be anything you didn't need to be. And I was literally going to come out here showing the divine feminine energy, because when we do step into our power, it isn't about what they think, yet we think it is. Because we vibrationally have not accepted our core self, how can then they accept us? Does that make sense? If we do not feel sexy in our own skin, makeup or no makeup, and trust me, this hair is why I came out. I had makeup on today, but I was physically going to do this video with no makeup because, you know, twin sees your soul, yet you're getting too caught up on the 3D. It is a spiritual connection. It is unexplainable. The connection you have has been years of growth. Many can be 20, 30, 40. Some can be 3 to 10. Some can be 1 to 2, depending on when the connection has come about. What you're not understanding is your journey is the process about your soul growing. The 3D of who you are, you can go out and you can put your makeup on. You can lose weight. You can be more polite or not communicate with them in a certain way. Like you're playing chess, and I used to say all the time, life is a game of chess. Life is not a game of chess. Now, a lot of the videos are talking about you spiritually coming to a point where you need to be aligned correctly. That's relevant, but it's more from your energy being strong enough to actually be uniquely you, and a very assertive you, really, to a point. But it's more owning your power, that if they're doing something that you don't feel is correct, in the old days, what you would have done is gone, I'm stuck, I'm so angry, I'm so triggered, but I'm going to tolerate them doing that to me right now. Am I right? That's okay, they can do that, because I can't leave them. I physically cannot leave them. You may text message them thousands of messages. You might drive by their house. This is for some of you. I mean, for many of you, I can guarantee that's happened. You may stalk their social media. You might get paranoid about who you are and what you've done. You may be thinking you should check yourself into a mental institution. You may burn their phone number. You may burn their photos. You might want to burn their clothes. I don't know. I'm just saying. But then energetically you can't hurt them, and it really frustrates you because you think, why can't I hurt them? Why can I not do that? They have done so much to me. I just energetically cannot hurt them. That part of the journey was where you needed to go through. Now, that was purging aspects of previous years. So it was purging aspects of your sense of abandonment connected to mum or dad, connected to lack of acknowledgement, connected to mum and dad, can be siblings. You can delete it, but it's up here, and that's the problem. So no matter who you are, masculine or feminine, we're both going to go through this. Apart from the fact that the masculine energetically triggers the feminine to a point where this is what they're currently or have been dealing with to this point. Now, the energy is very heavy, but you need to have a health check, so to speak. Now, when I'm saying health check, it's like stop, breathe. Try and look at your journey, how far you've come, and try and look at yourself and say, wow, look how far I've come. Now, through that cycle, not just what the journey's been, but how far you've stepped into your own power. Now, stepping into your own power is about the 3D of since you were a child to where you are today. A friend comes up to you and says, I want you, and this is an example because my lovely girlfriend Kelma did ask me this question when I stepped into my power, probably for the first time in my life, which I had gradually been doing it, but, you know, this has happened. I'd gone through my awakening process, and she said to me, I want you to come to this birthday party. Energetically, I had to be honest with myself because I had a heavy workload. I also had my good days and my bad days, and that was where I was at emotionally. And I knew deep down that I should do it because it's what was correct to do, but I was being honest to myself. I didn't know whether that would have been for my highest benefit. And it's not that I don't love them. It's not that they aren't very, very important people in my life. But then where am I in that? I mean, I'm way down here. So it's okay, I'm going to carry my sorry body to that party because it's politically correct. It's what I should do, all right? But I said to her, I'm sorry, no. And she went, I beg your pardon. And I said, I'm going to be truthful to you. Energetically, I feel I have good days and bad days. If I feel physically I can be there, I will be there with bells on. If I can't, I would rather not let you down and be truthful. So that was integrity. It was being truthful and respectful to myself, and that was me taking my mask off, okay? And that's what we need to do. How many times do we let a boss think that, oh, you know, they're pretty cruisy, we won't give them the promotion? Fuck no. I'm sorry, but no, that promotion was deserving. I earned that. And you know what? No, you won't have me hanging around here like you can have me tomorrow. Your loss, and you'll see. And then you remove yourself. You need to own the power of what you feel is correct. And if you know your worth, then masculine's going to see that too. But if you can't honour yourself, how are they supposed to honour you? Hello, Miss Kitty. So it's about you actually saying, in your given areas of life right now, where you need to say no to your children, you say no to your children. Where you need to say no to your family, you have to be truthful. And it's not that you're trying to hurt people. It's where you feel it will not be correct for you and you're owning your truth. And that's integrity, okay? But you've got to have that self-love. And self-love is about knowing when to say yes and knowing when to say no. Also, sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone. And not being triggered to the point where you think, if I move house, maybe twin won't be there. If I follow that dream, maybe twin won't be there. The love and the connection will always be there. The respect will always be there. Maybe at times when you're triggered, no. But at other times, you need to look at the reality, okay? So stepping into your power is very important, but also purging those aspects of hurt is relevant as well. So really on the 3D, we're physically feeling we need to look a certain way. You also need to maybe look at the situation where karmic situations are energetically triggering you. And this can be, they could be with a partner, it could be children, it could be that their energies are going towards their friends. Hit me with some of the things you're physically going through right now, so we can all stay magically sane, because we're all here together tonight, aren't we? Morning, Nancy. So what energies are you currently feeling? Now, connected to the twin, why are you feeling blocked? Is it through lack of contact? Is it connected to a karmic? What do you feel energetically you feel that they're needing to change in order for this connection to come about? In your opinion? Lack of contact. I will be doing a masculine video tonight as well. Okay, they need to let go of pride. Hey Marie, how are you? How often do you text message if they're ghosting you? Because there's 3 waves of twins at the moment. Okay. Now, what are you doing directly in your life at the moment? If there's no contact, what are you doing at the moment energetically? Are you thinking about them daily? Which would be hard not to, but I'm just saying, are you thinking of them daily? Okay. How is your life traveling? Have you got everything in life in order? Yes, okay. Okay, so some of us are actually in that transitional phase. Others of us are being triggered by twin, but we're not focusing on our life, and that is very much key. Now, depending on if you've had situations where you've had the connection, then you've had the breakup, then you've got on with your life, and then they've come back. Has that happened to any of you? I'm just reading the comments. Okay, so can you see a pattern? We actually have the pattern. Okay, so we need to break the cycle. Now, I swear when people watch this video after, I'm just going to be sitting there staring at a screen. I'm sorry for those of you who will end up watching this later. I am reading the things so I can tune into how we're going to address this. Okay, so as I've had that loopy look on my face, I'm going to now try to explain. So there is a direct pattern. Initially, the time you come together is to have that energetic feeling, that deep connection, but masculine and feminine will slip away from each other. That is the way it goes. So if you've just met your twin, I'm so fucking sorry. That shit's going to happen. It's for a reason though. It is for your higher good. It's so that you can have that dream, live that dream, yeah, have that carpet taken out with under you so that you can see how strong you are. But it's not just about that. It's too many things to downpack in one video. I mean, I could probably write a novel on that one aspect there. And for each of you, it will be different in some shape or form. You will not have regret connected to the connection. It's not that at all. Although the hurt at times, you might get triggered and say, I wish I never bloody met them. But that's not to the core what you directly feel. That's the hurt speaking. That connection, when it leaves you, there is the time of purging and healing, and you move on with life. When you do that, little things in your life get back in order. Then, when you physically have reached that point where you have done an aspect of soul growth, energetically, when necessary, they will come back in. Now, you know, if you've done your purging, you don't have to keep going in, out, in, out. Energetically, you need to ask yourself the question, because this actually does come back to each one of us. Feminines, if they turned up at your doorstep right now, would you be ready? And many of you, if you have a sharp pain in your stomach and you've just shat yourself, that is actually saying you're not ready. And I'll tell you the reason why. Yeah, that's why they're not coming. Okay? I'm just saying that's why they're not coming. Is because you need to come to a place where you have your cash, you have your dreams, you've done your purging of your shit, the hurt, the people that have betrayed you, the people that have cheated on you. This is the big one here. Because you will come to a place, you will look at the situation where you'll be waiting so long, it will almost be like a euphoric energy, and I can't explain it. It's just like, I know I'll hear from them. And your friends might go, are you alright? I'm like, yeah, I'll hear. And this is from experience previous many moons ago. I know I'll hear from them. The thing is, energetically, you already saw a pattern. And you may have said, they always come back. That's truthful. Yes, they do. It's there for a reason. It's there for spiritual growth. But if you were to want a proper union with this person, with your twin, you need to understand that be it good or be it bad, the whole relevance to the connection is, which is like marriage, for better or worse. Yet you're not accepting of that better or worse. And that's when you jump in the deep end. And you will have to jump in the deep end, and that's what you've got to understand. You may come to a place where you're still dealing with that pain right now, and you're thinking, I'm still remembering it. It's still very raw. What if they do it again? Will I be okay? Will I survive? You may very much come to a place where you say, do you know what? Fuck it. I literally do not feel like I'm alive without this person. They help me grow in different ways, and they make me look at my life differently, and I take them for better or worse. And that's unconditional. And at the moment, to be open to that does feel very vulnerable, but it is the whole aspect of what a marriage would be. It is very much for better or worse. And it is something that you do, you know, you work on that aspect. Now, an aspect of the growth has been really part of your journey, and it has been very hard. Sometimes it's been very lonely. Sometimes people have said you're loco. it's not to say that they haven't changed. They have changed, but that's what you're feeling you're not entitled to, okay? So you're feeling that they're going to be the same. Energetically, you will know if they are or aren't. You will know if they have come to a place where they physically have changed, but we're causing a block because we're afraid they will never change. So then we're co-creating that. They do energetically change, but we also need to come to that safe place where we're open to that being an option, okay? Do we understand? Okay, any questions while I tune into the next part? And trust me, I have had twins yelling at me on the phone. I want to kill my twin. They're assholes. And I'm like, hey, I don't want to go back, hey, downland. You know, I am a twin. I get that. So I've got to, okay, I know we're heavy right now. Calm your farms. I get it, okay? They do change though, trust me. Ditto. They do change. But it's us who change, because the energy of who we become is almost like we step into the feminine / masculine, and then that aspect of healing comes through in snippets of what happened before, to a point where you're very assertive, connected to again, ignoring. That's what ghosting is, you know, where they don't answer your calls and they be, you know, like, oh, what, you actually exist? Stressless, it doesn't exist forever. And I don't know what point I was trying to make then. I've got to think back to what I was saying. Okay, a lot of us also at the moment very much may be getting super confused about our emotions. All of a sudden we may be feeling like, okay, like, why am I so emotional? Like, I've had a great day, everything's been moving smoothly, like, where has this come from? And it's like a flood of emotions washing over you. Try and get a diary, because I can actually tell you this month, and probably the end of last month, it was not our energy. So what you're actually receiving is your twin's energy, and it's shit. It's really quite, and it's coming at the most inconvenient times. You know, I'll be working away and I'll be like, hell to the no. I am trying to get work done here right now. I'm in my energy, and I'll be hanging washing out. I might be talking to a friend or a client. Yes, I do work while I'm talking on the telephone, so, but you guys will know that when I'm doing the readings. But the funny thing is, the wave comes on like no tomorrow, and it has been horrendous. I've had anything from nausea. Yeah, I'd say I'm a bogan, but not really. I can go from done up to the nines in a cocktail dress to very casual. So I'm the best of both worlds. Yeah, you can't really fit me in sort of a criteria. Anyway, enough about me. This is about you guys. This is about the twin flame golden journey. So anyway, the energy that's been coming through has almost been like an emotion or a gut instinct. It's like at the base chakra, a very heavy emotion, almost like an overwhelming feeling, a suffocation feeling at times. Like it's a very heavy energy where you're just like overwhelmed by something, and you're looking around thinking, I was just doing the dishes. You know, why is that? Why am I feeling that energy right now? Or can be you're hanging the washing out, or you're putting petrol in your car. It just comes at the most oddest of locations. And you really do have to do breathing exercises to really get that energy to calm down. So that's been very difficult for you guys at the moment, because when you're coming to that place where you're thinking, okay, I've taken my power back, I'm also not enabling where, you know, I shouldn't be. These emotions are coming through which are causing a lot of issues, but what's happening is they're sending them to you in a sense of, I don't even think they know that they're sending them, but you're receiving that energy. And this will happen with everyone around, because you're having an aspect of an awakening. And I'm going to do a different video, but it's not connected to awakening, it's connected to something else. and I had to do research on it because I've been having ailments. What do they call ascension? Okay, now I'm trying to do some research, and I'm sure some of you who are super kind of into everything like this will know more, but I feel they're two individual energies, and I know it almost feels like after the Kundalini, ascension is almost like you're having this aspect of an awakening, but it's a different energy, much different to it. Okay, now the energy that's coming through can be nausea, can be aspects of dizziness during that time of that kind of situation coming through for you. Now, I do feel for a lot of the masculines, they're actually going through an aspect of the dark night of the soul. And that is because they are very much at a T-section in the road in their life. And it is very challenging for them. So we're then receiving that and getting triggered. Does that make sense? But energetically, yeah, energetically, it's almost like we're here but we're not. Does that make sense? Like we're sort of staying in our own energy but being triggered and pulled. Many of us, some people I have noticed, especially with, again, my clientele, that they're really standing in their power saying, no, I'm not contacting. I do feel that they do need to make the first step, and it's not about who's the biggest person, who's going to do it, or what any of that shenanigan is about. It's really you're being drawn to do something. You need to follow your gut instincts. You directly are tapped into your twin. Yes, spiritually I can tap in, but please do not come to me for a bloody reading if you're going to be closed off. I mean, I've had 2 clients do that so far, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, they want me to read them, but they're not really opening up. So if I ask you to ask me a question, it's so you will open the door for me, please, because that is very frustrating. You will not get the best reading from me if you're not open to the situation. And also, if you're feeling triggered and you're going to a psychic or anybody, if you're angry about twin, again, you're not going to get the best reading. Try and get yourself as grounded as possible. Be open to what they're saying. Be open to the guidance that they're giving you to help you get grounded. Hello, Journey. To help you, because remember, keep the anger connected to the right box. Now, if you're angry at mum, be angry at mum, but keep that energy there and deal with that energy directly. If you're angry at twin, keep that energy directly there, deal with that aspect. Try and keep the energy directed in the correct location, whereby when you receive energy, you're going to be aware of where it's coming from. You know, it's like you're getting your frequency aligned correctly, so you're aware and you're using your power correctly. So, yeah, it depends on the energy that's coming through. Sometimes it can be angry energy, but I'm not really feeling angry energy. I'm feeling overwhelmed energy coming through from masculine. I'm feeling crossroads connected. Really trying to step into their power, but going through the dark night of the soul and definitely purging. Definitely purging. But many of us are like, well, it's not good enough, but we're getting too much into the 3-day. We're really getting stuck in the 3-day. And look, you know, many of the masculines are, and yes, I totally agree. And look, for those of you who are dealing directly with twin, you will need to understand with the masculine right now not to take that personally. It's very difficult because you're physically growing emotionally. They're physically going through an aspect of the dark night of the soul, processing, purging, looking at the situation. So sometimes it's like you get the spiritual connection. There's you here, there's masculine there, and there's the aspect of the energy between you, but you also have your own worlds, you know, going on, your own purging. Plus you're receiving downloads, you're cross-referencing, almost like a frequency, like a fucking radio channel. So it feels really strange, you know, the energies, but it's very hard to stay aligned when your masculine is going through this, because you're going to take it personally, but you need to step back and look at it from an outsider's point of view and sort of just look at their energy. Have a look at, read their body language if you're directly in contact. If you're not, you need to then meditate on it and tune into them directly. But again, many of you will just be getting kind of information and things coming through where you'll be feeling the vibration of what's physically happening. Does that make sense? but they are really up in their head. So keep your energy separate. Try not to take it personal. I know you're going to anyway, but try not to take it personal this month. And it's not that that's going to remain that way. I do feel there very much is decisions, and universe is really assisting masculine with what they're needing to do in their aspect of their journey and their purging. But we need to be very patient towards ourselves and our energy, and very loving towards ourselves, feminine. So I've created that YouTube folder that is under Devine Feminine. Just give me a moment. There you go. User removed. I can't be bothered with shit like that. Anyway. How you can tune out. Okay. I know I do breathing exercises. I'll just take a breath. And I'll be like... And you've got to do that a few times. And just kind of get to the point where, you know, you're really kind of grounding yourself. You may have ringing in the ears as well when... Yeah, look, I usually don't, but when they're being idiots, it's like, oh, I can't be bothered with that tonight. When you might get ringing in your ears, so you'll need to kind of, you'll feel dizzy. You'll feel aspects of, you know, like this energy coming through you. Try and do the breathing. Try and put your hand and just, you know, like, no, like, you've got that. It's okay. Don't get triggered. You need to have faith in your masculine that energy they actually can handle themselves. But because you're compassionate and you're an empath, feminines, you do receive energy. And this isn't just from twin. No, my daughter's on the internet. It's from, you know, many individuals. So you directly would have become an empath, so to speak. So energetically speaking, you'll get triggers from your family. You'll energetically start feeling their pain if they're sick. You'll start thinking, oh, mum, dad's going to call, whoever that be, or sister. Somebody will pop into your head, and then you'll hear it, and then you may get a song come into your head. You're getting tuned in. So if you're thinking of a friend, then you'll suddenly hear from them. We're directly all plugged in, but directly to twin, heavier so. You will feel these emotions, so you need to use your energy correctly. You need to channel it correctly. When you tune out, that helps them move forward. That also gets to the point, yeah, it is, but you need to balance it, because it is like a sponge, and we do need to take control of that aspect and do that detoxing. I very much do that, especially as a reader. I mean, I've been to a house years ago where I didn't know much of the area, and that was before my gift was completely fine-tuned, and I would always feel this very sick, sharp pain. And I said, it was a lady, was my sister-in-law at the time. I said to her, what happened to that park? And she goes, oh, what do you mean what happened at that park? I said, no, something to a child happened very bad at that park. And I said, I feel she goes, what are you picking up? And I said, oh, like a sharp pain. And she said to me, a child died there. And so me being an empath, I do receive energy. So sometimes if I'm doing a reading, I can very much receive the energy of that loved one who's passed over, their energy. So all of you as twins will have an aspect of that. Mine is more so. So, you know, when you're coming in emotional, I receive that download. And so for me physically, I do need to balance my energy and make sure that if I'm to reschedule you, that's for your higher good. That is so you can get the best out of me, so I can give you the best possible energy. So you do need to learn very much how to ground yourself, how much load you can physically carry. And again, it's about owning your truth. You know, to a point where you're saying, well, no, I don't think I can do that, and I won't commit to that because I'm unsure how I'll be. But if I can, I'll be there with bells on. That's the same situation. So for me, I drink green teas. I try to very much fluid is very important to me. Exercise has very much grounded me energetically, because I'm almost like, because I'm very energetic, I'm almost like I'm ADHD. And I've said this a few times. I'm a very energetic person, so I do need to burn my energy out, and that is an aspect of me purging. Also not getting too up in my head. I need to direct my energy, you know, so I keep myself very busy if my schedule's not busy. What else? White light yourself. Picture pink or white light around you. Do breathing exercises. And try and focus on your life. You know, through the dark night of the soul, when I come through that point, I looked around and I thought, this does not define me. You know, I need to keep moving. And you do need to get into that headspace when you're like that. And I really had to look at my 3D life and go, wow, man, I mean, I'm very organised. So for me to have my ironing board up for a week in the living room, trust me, that's saying something. Because being a Libran with most of my chart Cancer, I love being home. But I do have that aspect, Libran being a people person, but I'm also a perfectionist when it comes to cleaning. So, you know, you need to keep that balance. And, you know, when you're being triggered, you then come to that grounding place. So that you can look at the situation and just go, okay, let things fall by the wayside. That's great. But also, you know, do what you need to do. But when you're too focused on the twin aspect, you know, it gets to a point where you're thinking, well, hang on a minute. And that's what fine-tuning yourself is, to a point where you're not trying to be, you know, the be-all and end-all. You're letting things go by the wayside as well. But you're also to the point where you're keeping the balance in your own life. And that's the organisation for me, as per se, is because I am a very busy person. So that has become very important to be able to sort that. Oh, it's been an interesting night, hasn't it? Any questions while I'm deleting? Yeah, fasting can help you. Just always follow your gut connected to what's going on. Energetically, if you're cord cutting, meditation a bad thing. It's up to you if you energetically feel that, so go for it. Yeah, I do get into astrology, but look, you know, some twins aren't even of the same zodiac sign where they should be matching. So yes and no. And to a degree, I do the energies connected to the zodiac sign. But, you know, I try to look at it as what you've got to get is, this is a twin flame connection. This is not about the planetary alignments. It's a spiritual connection. So it will define logic. So I don't tend to get too caught up in it. Energetically speaking, with triggers and situations going on, you directly deal with the energy as per se. And it is, again, connected to divine timing. Yeah, look, I've started walking again. I used to walk a good, and that was for my energy levels, probably about 2 hours a day. It used to be about 6 to 12 Ks a day. And that's what energetically I was needing back then, just to do my purging, keep myself busy. My job was working on the road doing nursing, but because I was in the car quite a lot, I needed to release that stress level and the energy to get grounded. But these energies, like when I tuned into the zodiacs, I have seen a pattern where it is changing. We may feel like this, you know, and I wouldn't say like this, but there is movement within 3 months, mass movement. But I am feeling a lot of connections for twins. But what you do need to understand is, look at this as a calm before the connection, okay? Don't take it personal. Try not to take it personal. Go out and have some time with your friends. Just place it in your mind in a peaceful sense. Use the energy that comes through as a download. Many of us are receiving great headaches. And again, that's connected to masculine. Can get reading about hoping for an infinite twin becoming. Yeah, just try feminine's focus on self right now, especially if you're getting triggered. Try not to look too far ahead. Try to look at the direct situation you're dealing with. So instead of Yeah, a lot of us have been getting like very deep headaches, and it's connected to the energy that we're receiving as a download, connected to masculine. I've been getting lots of them, and I'm not a headache person, so that's really unique for me. Even my neck's hurting. I've got enough hair though. Yeah. So are there any masculines out there that want to give the feminines a bit of advice? Feel free. Chat away. Because, I mean, I can tune into the energy of the masculine. But really, I mean, it would be very nice to see if anyone is feeling game enough, that is a masculine that is watching, if they wish to share with us maybe some advice. And please, anyone attack the masculine that mentions anything on here, and they will be promptly deleted from this channel, because this is a safe place to discuss. Anybody out there? It can even be a one word. So quiet. I can hear you, Ed. Okay. We're tuning right in, Ed. We're listening. Energetically speaking, I think the masculine is really stuck. And although I'm wanting you guys to look directly at your energy, I feel energetically they're really stuck. I feel they're very much purging. They are feeling, how do I put it? They're looking at the 3D of situations of how they're needing to sort something. Many of them are feeling as though they will say something, but they're correctly placing it at the correct time. Does that make sense? I knew that, Ed. Don't stress. I'm not that thick. Okay, so because feminines had been very, oh, you said X, Y, and Z. I actually now have a whole list, a toilet roll long, of my expectations. I also have 100 questions. I'm also pissed. Why the hell would you think they'd be ready right now? I mean, really, yes, you know that, but energetically you need to be. They have things they need to do. They've got emotions they're physically dealing with. Depending on their masculine they're directly dealing with, how they're going to directly deal with that energy. The way they're looking at it is very 3D. Right, I need to do X, Y, and Z. They're trying to see the bigger picture. However, if regardless of looking at that bigger picture, they still do not reach a solution, universe will take action. And that is so because they feel energetically in their life too many things have gone wrong. Perhaps too many doors they felt that they may have walked through were their incorrect, not ours, not our opinion, they're incorrect. Betrayal, things have happened to them personally. And again, this is a very calm area. The way they're looking at it is they're being super cautious, okay? Super, super cautious. I can see eggshells under their feet. I can see booby traps bloody everywhere, and they're thinking, I've already fallen from A to Z in my life, and that might have been several times. Now, it's not pride comes before a fall. They fell. They kept falling, right? And things have gone wrong. Also, to the people that perhaps did not deserve them, perhaps did end up in their life. Energetically, they are also taking a lot of responsibility. They're being almost bullies to themselves to a point where they're punishing themselves because they already feel that perhaps the feminine wishes to do such, which is so not true. Maybe energetically, if the feeling and the vibration and the communication was there, that would be understood. But while you're both purging and you have that hurt energy, just as I've said to feminines, you will know when energetically masculine is ready. So too does masculine feel that sense. So they don't want to feel discarded to the side. They already have punished themselves so much connected to their shortfalls in their opinion, that really the way they're looking at it is, I need to at least tidy an aspect of what they're deeming as mess up on their own. That is an aspect of them stepping into their power. And by you saying, I take you for good and bad, yes, that's so. But by you doing that, that's again taking the power they feel that they've lost. So if their power was right up here and it's down here right now and they're trying to clean up their eaten mess, whatever that be, that might be their emotions, it might be a financial situation, it might be a karmic situation, children, whatever that be in their life, by you coming in and taking over, that's taking their power away. Now they already feel cross-connected to past tense situations, frustrated connected to past tense situations. They're wanting to bring themselves back from the dead, so to speak, if that's the way they're feeling physically, dead, or rising from the ashes. They wish to rise from the ashes to make themselves internally feel proud, or themselves adhere to an aspect of responsibility, whereby perhaps at times you felt energetically they were not responsible. They now wish that power back for them to energetically do the 7 years in Tibet, which it's not going to be. It's an aspect of spiritual healing. We can't take that from them. Even if we do want union, you can't take that from another human being. So they're doing that aspect. So when they feel energetically correct and in their masculine energy, they can then choose to do that and move forward. It's not to say that the connection will not be there, the communication will not be there. That process will happen while union comes through, but they are trying to look at the 3D and see how they can make it through a mind field, so to speak. Energetically, they're feeling very tired. It can be headaches coming through. It can be great stress. Some of them have been, a lot of feminines have been having heart situations where there's been pains in the heart or pains in the chest. Am I correct in saying that, feminines? I'll wait to see the comments as I'm cracking my neck. Okay. Yes, that's because masculine is really, really in pain in their heart. Okay. Now, their panic has been connected to their heart. It's almost feeling like a heart attack, but it's not. Yeah, headaches and heart has been coming through, really. Now, they're in a great deal of pain emotionally. Some people were like, oh, I was going to take myself to the doctors. Yeah, it's connected to the masculine. We're receiving their energy. Now, it's their love they're sending to us. It's their pain in their heart that they're receiving and they're feeling. And you're receiving their energy, so to speak. And it's the pain they've got connected to people that have failed them, perhaps the failure that had been done towards you in their opinion. Their heart hurting, life in general, love, emotions, overwhelming emotions. Yeah, well, energetically, she's probably receiving his energy even from the other side. They would have been twins. So he's sending her love. I'm not sure, actually. I haven't really tuned into it. Energetically, I think the children can be different energies through every situation. So it directly comes down to what the karmic situation was if they had children. And I have been meaning to give your mum a reading. I haven't forgotten you. I've just been so bloody busy. Kundalini awakening, dark night of the bloody soul. I hope Dot's okay too. I did white light her. Even without being a twin flame, you'll find energetically this energy is for females and male energy. And this is the way energetically the universe is impacting us at the moment. So it will have slight undertones, but there still will be an energy connected. Any questions connected to blocks? Yeah, it's energetically we're awakening. So a lot of it is like on the 3D, it's like, oh, you know, what's going on here? I mean, I had a trigger, it would have been about 4 or 5 months ago. One of the videos, everyone kept saying, oh, what's that beautiful tune in the background? Now, for a whole week, I was actually doing the zodiac signs, and I was listening to the full chakra point clearing. I actually collapsed at the doctor's. I opened up every chakra at the same time, and a mass purging come about. So that's what's pushed through the Kundalini awakening and the dark night of the soul. Yeah, just be super cautious when you're using crystals, when you're cleansing yourself, when you're using chakra music. You know, try and do a point at a time. But very much the energies and the emotions you're receiving, feminines, you need to understand they are not your emotions at the moment. Like that, oh, what's that girl's name? Girl. She's not real, well, she's connected to my age bracket, she's a girl. Not feeling myself tonight. That's pretty much damn on. Yeah, just try and ground yourself. Do your thing. Just do your thing. Yeah, I mean, God, my hair got to the point, it was so chalky with the sage. It was like a sage shampoo, you know. I was just, hey, Antonella, how are you? You'll have to go back to the start. Gee, it's pretty damn long. You do your thing. You got to step into your power, though. You're going to be, I'm sorry, that doesn't really, you know, sit with me right now. Hi, Christine. I miss you. So, Antonella, the beautiful Antonella. How many times have you said no to somebody this week? And you're like, We did actually discuss, Antonella's a friend of mine in Australia. Yes. We did discuss actually getting a few people on here to discuss aspects of blocks and how to purge them. Well, I'm an Aussie, so, oh well. And besides, there's too many of us that are multicultural these days, so that's the way it goes. Hello, travelling soulist. How are you? Thank you. Does Reiki on self-help twin? Yes, it can. But white lighting them can as well. I think many of us have been, look, there has been a lovely person I talked with, and very much energetically they were feeling, and look, some of you may not have discussed with your twin the aspects of your romantic connection. Now, this is another block. Now, energetically, this is for the ones that have that acknowledgement but perhaps haven't verbalized it due to the 3D aspect of situations. There are humble ways you can communicate that without energetically harming, and it's about you speaking your truth of your emotions, of how you feel, where you're not placing the energy onto another person to sabotage their life or ruin the life they have, but you're just being completely honest with the situation. And it may be that you have to actually, you know, kind of step back. Yes, the masculine has been going through that too. Okay, I've said this 100 times. You always know who your twin is because they trigger you the most. They do trigger you the most. Now, the nicer version, a lot of us have had, which one's my twin, which one's my soulmate, or which one's the fake twin, whatever you want to call it. And look, you don't have, and don't get angry, I'm just going to put it out there. If you physically choose not to be with twin, you don't have to be with twin. That's your choice. But for those of you who want to know which is which, you'll know the difference. One is an easier option to be with because energetically they are aligned with you. They may share dreams with you. It may be pretty and beautiful and fairy, and it flows. Your twin won't. Your twin will trigger you. They'll make you work hard. They'll make you feel inadequate. That's the twin, okay? Yeah, that one there, the one that you're going, but that can't be because, no, that's the twin. Simple equation. But they make you look at your life. Because it's an easier energy right now to deal with. So energetically, you may not have come to that place where spiritually you feel open to that, and you may not be receiving an energy that they have aligned correctly for you. Yeah. Boring. You guys are going to see me pressing the screen the whole bloody night. Hi, user. The live has stopped. Is it there now? It's probably because I was deleting somebody. Next question. I may pull some cards. What part of your life do you feel you need to fix, love? Because again, it may be your twin's energy you're receiving, not yours. You want me to throw the cards? I'm always throwing the cards. What do we need to focus on? You'll find when you're having a dream of your twin, they're actually making contact with you. They're trying to telepathically tell you something, because on the 3D they don't feel safe to do that. But energetically, what I was talking about before, there you go, you got what you wanted, was that for those of you who know you're a twin and know who your twin is, and you're feeling this very strong connection to them, I have a question for you. Have you owned your truth? Have you owned your truth connected to it? Have you communicated this? No, I'm not. Well, it's not about whether they do or don't. If energetically you've received a signal there's a spiritual connection there, your twin, there will be an acknowledgement but not a conversation. You do need to come to a place where you need to communicate your truth, because adversely speaking, you're not owning your truth connected to the situation. Now, somebody asked me how you go about doing that, and that has to be directly connected to how you feel fit for that. It would have to be at the correct moment, the correct time, the correct way of communicating it. And it's not where you're placing it onto another person and you're saying, I expect you to complete me. You're stating a fact. Oh my God, seriously, this is so interesting tonight. I'm just going to bombard it, whatever. You're stating a fact where this is your truth. This is what you need to tell. And you're doing that so that you can actually place the energy across and they receive that information. Because energetically, where they get that, that's up to them what they do with their life. Now, energetically, if they felt that, but they haven't communicated and they weren't quite sure, you've then given that, hey, yes, in fact, energetically, I do feel a spiritual connection with you. But you're not telling them to uproot their life, turn it on their head and, you know, fuck it off, so to speak. You're just physically stating the truth of how you feel, because how, you know, at some point an aspect of that is going to come about as a trigger anyway. So if energetically you're feeling you need to own your truth, you need to directly deal with that. Okay, now the energies for the feminine. This is your advice, and then I will pull some for the masculine. Okay, at the moment, the reason why you're feeling out of sync is because you're not following your own rhythm. You also feel you need to be something you don't. So that can be, look, definitely tune into your sexy. Tune into your aspect of being your divine feminine. If that means dressing up and going out, then yes, do that. If it means, you know, you're putting some makeup on, do that. It's not a fake mask. It's a temporary energy to get your vibration correct so that you're feeling energetically the best you pretty much can be. Yes. And, okay, well, yes, I will go there now that you mentioned pussy power. And I guess all the weirdos that are already there are going to be saying shit, so we might as well just go with it. Now, with a few of my clients, when we were discussing the divine feminine, many of the feminines were talking about the aspect that they were concerned about the fact that their twin perhaps felt that other people were energetically a better suit for them, perhaps more attractive. Sarah, are you laughing at me? Okay, more attractive, better. How could they want you? Blah, de, blah, de, blah. Yeah, okay, now, what you need to understand, and this was a lovely friend of mine in Melbourne, I was having a divine feminine moment, and I'd come into the place of stepping into my power, and I just felt automatically like, why did you think that? Why did you give your power away? Because that really is you giving your power away, right? And she was going through McDonald's, and she goes, I'm in McDonald's. And I went, oh, you're at the Golden Arches. And I said, she was talking about the fact that, you know, if you want to put a ring on it. Another thing she said, because we were just having a real laugh, and of course I was having a drink. And how did she put it? And I said to her, she goes, oh, do you think they love someone more than me? And I went, don't you understand? You're divine feminine. And she said, no, I don't get it. I said, you're at the Golden Arches. You are the one with the golden crown. And I did say golden pussy. But that's just because you are so triggered to think someone's better than you. It's why you're getting up in your head. And so you've got to own that crown. They can't give you that crown. You need to physically actually own that crown. And at the moment, your vibration is very much, you're not dancing to your own rhythm. You're thinking you need to be something you're not. You don't have to be. You can be so uniquely you and it be cool. Look, there are people all over the world that love different body sizes. There are people that prefer slim. There are people that prefer chubby. There are people that prefer brunettes and blondes. And They're your divine counterpart. So why the hell are you getting up in your head thinking, oh, they don't love me? Like, no, seriously, what a waste of energy. But it takes years to get to that. And ultimately speaking, you will energetically come to a place where you'll say, you know, you may have been paranoid and wanted to go through people's phones. And this is really about evolution of feminine. You know, you growing as a human being to a point where you can have any relationship, be it with your twin or another, where you're not going to get up in your head about that. You're going to say, no, I am, and this is my benchmark. I hold myself with love, integrity, and pride. And what I do is for myself, not for anyone else, although you will use them like a muse at times to get you where you need to be. They do trigger you to do that. But you can have dreams, and that dream connected to your twin can be, but you do have your own dreams. You are the dream. You have to co-create dreams. But while you're out of your rhythm, things in your life that you are wanting to manifest and dream, you're not being in your own energy, and that is blocking it. Yes, I am. I'm on Facebook. I will try and put the link directly below. Okay, now this card's in reverse. Be the hunter. I'll read it. Be the hunter, not the hunted. Now it's in reverse. Now, the card energetically is saying to you, believe in yourself enough that it will come to you. You don't need to hunt them down. You don't need to micromanage them. What are you doing? Who are you talking to? When are you coming back? You don't need to do that. That's not, like, you don't need to do that. I'm just saying, okay? Also, you're getting triggered because on top of the energy you're receiving from them, this is unhashing aspects of your old wounds. Now, you know, the hurt you have connected to abandonment, connected to the road of the twin. It's hard. But you need to address every aspect of that on that card. You know, it can be connected to your twin. It can be connected to your childhood. You need to have that self-love connected to yourself so that you can feel whole again. And that is why this month is very important for you to have a bit of downtime. So if you're going to have your glass of wine, have your glass of wine. And I was teasing my girlfriend because I said to her, she goes, Yildiz, don't drink bourbon. And I was like, but I need a bourbon. I needed something very strong. So I did have a trigger point the other day, and I very much don't drink. But I can hold my own connected to drinking. And I think I had 9 bullet bourbon cans, which is double that really, because each standard drink was double. And I'm not saying one should drink. I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying that was where I was energetically, and it was quite amusing anyway. Yes. Yes, so that was a hell of a lot of drink for a non-drinker. But I held my own, and yes, I did have a hangover the next day, but I persevered on. My girlfriend suggested to have red, and it's nostalgic of my grandmother. She used to wear, she would never go out without red lipstick on, red door, perfume, and her red nail. So it's a bit of a tribute to my grandmother. Where the hell do you chill when you need money? In what aspect? Oh, trust me, well, so am I. And look, I find pockets, and a lot of people are actually saying, and masculines are waking up at 3 at the moment, because masculines are going through an aspect of an awakening. And when you're waking up at 3, if this is happening to you, what you need to do is realise that you don't have any time in your life. So the reason you're waking up is just to have that moment where nobody needs on you, nobody's nagging you, and get up and do something for yourself. Sit there in the moonlight. Do nothing. Don't think. Don't do anything. Money is directly connected to heart chakra. Deal with heart chakra. Yes, we're realigning, we're processing, and we're having a aha moment. Chicken McNuggets. You're a dag. That's okay. If you can't feel your twin, it's coming closer. It's a good sign. You're taking sleeping pills to stay asleep. There's a reason it's happening. It's time to go through that aspect of the dark night of the soul. Or energetically, you're supposed to be awake. Go with the energy of it. Change diet. Yeah, change energetically, you know, deal with the diet and try and do some purging. Keep yourself busy, and then the sleeping will come back. But if you need to get up, just get up. No more McNuggets. Well, my daughter decided to go through McDonald's the other day, and she says, oh, I think it was either Hungry Jack's or McDonald's. Australia has Hungry Jack's. So those of you in America and that, I don't think you've got Hungry Jack's. And she said to me, ask what sort of cheeseburgers they have. And I'm like, they've got a cheeseburger. And she's like, and then the lady started rattling off how many cheeseburgers it was. And I was like, are you serious? Like, how many different styles of cheeseburgers do we need? All of that in drive-through. Go do that. It's your break then. It's supposed to be for you to actually, how do I put it? You'll actually notice when you're waking up at that time, you're getting to a place where you have no time in your life. So waking up at 3 is the realization of that something in your life needs to be changed energetically, and you need to take your power back and start addressing those areas. So if something isn't aligned correctly, you need to deal with that because it's causing a trigger for you. So you're having an aha moment to think about it. See? Lemon tea. Yes, we have a bit of both worlds here, don't we? We have masculine. Big shout out to masculines. Lots of love. See, maybe we can learn from each other through this process because this is what it's supposed to be. Any questions while we're an hour and almost 2 hours? Energetically, I think this month we just need to get, I'm feeling 2 weeks this energy's coming through for. It does feel a temporary energy. It does feel very emotional, but energetically, I think we're getting these downloads more so because it is moving. We're being aligned correctly, spiritually speaking. Yeah. I have no idea what they're saying. No, I don't want to know, actually. Yeah, look above. It's like 1.23. It's like, wow, who the hell is going to listen to this? You lucky viewers get to listen to this. As long as it's energetically helpful. Hey, Garrett, welcome. Yeah, and sometimes it is a lot of information. So I've had girlfriends tell me, oh, I've had to write notes down. It's like, yeah, fair enough. Hey, Texas. Okay, I did dream I was in bed with a man and he walked out the door. Yeah, really, if you guys have lots of questions, it probably is better to book a private reading. I can then in depth go into the, and look, many times people will get on and they'll see this and they go, oh, that's the energy for the month, but then you get the direct newer version of the energy and something that's happening with you. Yeah, another Aussie. Something that's directly happening with you will be unique in your journey. There's a set of twins that are coming through that are new in the journey, and that is they've had the connection and they've had a breakup. There's other sets where they've had the in and out. There's other sets that have been directly dealing with their twins. So there is a few sets of twins. All your situations are very unique. So to work directly with a healer or a psychic, whoever you physically choose, it can actually help you in a support level through that kind of road. And I happen to be a twin and a psychic, so, and again, as I said, all of it depends on your road, and if you feel energetically that's the road you should go down. When you have that awakening, you realise that, you know, that is the way life goes. I hope that's on TV. I can hear a fire alarm. Okay, what you have to understand is where the masculine is at. If they're saying they're not ready for a commitment, what they say and what they do is two different things. So energetically, you'll see they'll say, I'm not ready for a relationship, but they won't let you go. Or when they leave, how do I put it? When they leave, it's not like a goodbye. So there's different ways you can interpret the energy of the way they are. No more questions before I go? Thank you. Try not to tune into their counterpart. Try not to tune into their karmic, because you're giving that person energy. You physically chose the karmic for them to learn some life lessons, and the people that enter into your life, they chose that too. Okay? Yeah, you did. So if you feel it's served its purpose, you can cut the cord connected to that and send them blessings and love. But energetically, your twin came into their life to help them on their path too. But only if that's energetically ready for that to be done. But it's something for you to learn in the situation. It's something for them to learn. Most welcome, Kitty. But remember, we all have that. We all have that light. Thank you. Humbly appreciate it. I'm sure my twin thinks so too. Bye, everyone. Take care. Talk to you then.